Without sudden death situation, it comes with a lot of pressure, and it is going to be the goalkeeper. So goalkeeper, and there he goes, and he scores. Very beautiful penalty.
Beautiful one.
The ball just rolled in.
You can see he was under massive pressure.
Opposite number was going the other way. Now the goalkeeper for Toibat will want to respond now.
He has to respond. He has to score.
They don't need to miss. Nobody needs to miss now. If you miss, then there's going to be pressure.
And he
scores a beautiful goal. When are we going to leave here?
When we have the winning goal.
When we have somebody who lose a penalty and another score.
You have just seen that now on the football pitch.
So the game continues. It's Toibat. It's Toibat that will take a penalty. And the goalkeeper of Butemeta's penalty.
It misses! And Toibat are champions!
And it's Toibat that are champions of Champions League Cup 2014. The new champions of this competition, where the champions they are, because they fought tooth and nail.
And look at this coach.
And you can't stop the excitement on the faces of Toibat, players and officials. Very stronger. Toibat are the new champions after Ogedegbe Primary School.
Raymond, you can see the fans. I must tell you that the area in which this school is from, they will battle so hard. They will do
Lagos,
Bagada, Oworo area. Those boys don't know how to.
All right, welcome back. We're moving on with the show, and our guest joins us now. It's a pleasure to have Kayode Ahmed. Kayode Ahmed is a sports journalist and a very versatile sports analyst. Kayode, good morning.
The accolades. Good morning, guys. Great to be back on the show.
Good to have you here.
All right.
So where do we start? The AB, of course, as we were starting from return of Steph Curry. I mean, since March 23rd, we haven't seen him on court, and he returns 28 minutes, or rather, 27 minutes, 28 points, came off the bench. How do you do that? Well, before you react, just take a look at the results from last night, what went down between the Western Conference semifinals between the Golden State Warriors and the New Orleans Pelicans, and also in the East, where you have the Raptors and the Cavs. Now, this one, the Warriors and the Pelicans, game 2, the Warriors, of course, leading 2-0, and it was supposed to be all about Draymond Green, because he was the one who had more performance. But because Steph Curry returns on the night, the shine was taken off him, and all the focus was on Steph Curry.
Well, Draymond Green was massive both offensively and defensively, but when Steph Curry came on towards the end of the first quarter, the ovation was loud, apparently because it was the star boy. And I'm accounting for 28 points in 27 minutes, also having 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
He was 5 for 15. And he also had 5 3-pointers. Showed a lot about what the young man has going for him. Yes, they are spoiled for choice with stars, with the likes of Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. Even Andre Iguodala did quite well. They also had Green. But you knew the go-to person had to be Steph Curry. And they would be comfortable knowing that he's back, and New Orleans Pelicans will have to do so much more in games 3 and 4, because games 3 and 4 will be in New Orleans. The first 2 games were in Oakland. And should they get back to winning ways in game 3, talking about New Orleans Pelicans, then they will have the work cut out. But knowing that you have Steph Curry back in the team, it means they will kind of have that cushion that, yes, they can go all the way to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, the Pelicans, the last time, I think they defeated the other time. And they finished 6th in their conference. And even the round 1 game that they won, a lot of people already felt they punched above their weight. It's just game 1. You still feel there's a lot to
I wouldn't say so. They defeated Portland Trailblazers in round 1, 4-0. CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard had no response. And if the likes of Rajon Rondo, who they call the man for the playoffs, also double figures, and as well as Drew Holiday. And the thing about New Orleans Pelicans is that everybody from the bench accounted for 1 point or the other, they were good.
Double figure.
But the Golden State Warriors were better.
Okay.
And part of the X factors were the likes of KD and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
It played a way on their psyche because you had Steph Curry back, 2-time MVP in the playoffs, and you know the Golden State Warriors have been the most dominant team in the NBA in the past 4 seasons. I think the New Orleans Pelicans have their work cut out. They have what it takes to actually give the Golden State Warriors a run for their money in games 3 and 4 because it's back at home court. If they're able to win game 3, then it's game on.
Let me push you a little. Can we get to game 7 on this one?
It's not impossible, though it's quite slim.
Okay.
That was why I said the next 2 games in New Orleans, if they can win, they're talking about the Pelicans,
get one.
then to be 2-2, then you can say it will get to game 7. But should the Golden State Warriors pick one out of the next 2 games, then game 6, they'll wrap it up.
That's when they wrap it up.
Okay.
All right, the other one, the Eastern Conference, that's the one that went to overtime, where we were thinking the Cavs will be very tired. They may not have that firepower, you know. I mean, Toronto Raptors were relaxed. They were home, you know. They finished up their games early and all that. So, and LeBron James came calling. You were thinking, okay, they may be tired, but somehow these guys were just able to, you know, put them where they belong and just make the necessary basket, and they won down 113.
Well, the Raptors choked.
Okay.
The Cavs never led in regulation.
Yeah,
that last second 3-pointer that the guy didn't sink. We'll probably be talking of something else if that ball had gone in.
Well, 4 of Toronto Raptors players could not take advantage of the basket in free throw position. And Van Vliet, if you ask me, was the biggest culprit with 3.4 seconds to go. If that had been converted, momentum would have switched in Toronto Raptors' favor because they lost by just 1 point. Now, in the 4th quarter, they started falling apart like a pack of cards. Cavs were down by 14 points.
14 points, yes.
And if they were going to get into OT overtime, you know, the momentum would switch in favor of Cavs. And that was what happened. The likes of the support cast for Cavs, apart from LeBron James, who had triple-double, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love, and even Kyle Korver. They did well. They had more points than they've done in the course of the series. I mean, they stepped up to the plate, and it was not just all about LeBron James in this.
Tristan Thompson, I mean.
Well, Tristan Thompson, well, he did okay. He
could have done better. 14 points and 12 rebounds.
Exactly.
I think that's huge, coming off the bench.
Not bad by his own standards. But I think the Toronto Raptors would need to do more. Do not choke. Don't forget that the Raptors lost to this same Cavs in 2016 and at this same stage last year. So psychologically, maybe the Cavs have that slight edge because you led in the first, second and third quarter, and were 14 points ahead of the Cavs in the 4th quarter. But at some point, you choked. The 2 big men, talking about Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, they need to step up. And maybe he can give the Cameroonian, talking about Pascal Siakam, some more playing time.
Okay, maybe
Jonas Valanciunas did well, no doubt.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you are out of energy, you need your bench to also step up. Game 2 is back at with the Cavs, and the Cavs to get that. But maybe the Toronto Raptors will just stretch them. But the Cavs definitely might just get this one.
Okay, these are the top guys on the night. Steph Curry, of course, talked about him earlier. 28 points, rebounds, 7 and assists, 2. And, of course, LeBron James, the big boy, having a triple-double there. 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. Then Draymond Green, the man on the night, 20 points, rebounds, 9, and assists, 12 for him. That's the big boys on the night. Okay, from the NBA now, let's move straight to the Nigeria Women's Football League and some big games today. And of course, we're going to be having a game in Lagos. I think everyone here want to go see that game. There's FC Robo and, of course, the Osun Base. Well, then let's start with what we have in Group A, match day 4 fixtures. Rivers Angels and Edo Queens will be in action. Delta Queens and Confluence Queens also will be in action today in Group A. Ibom Angels and Shaw Babes. You have Heartland Queens and Bayelsa Queens. Then move over to Group B. What we have today, Abia Angels and Jokodolu Babes. Okay, Jokodolu Babes. Jokodolu Babes.
Jokodolu.
You guys, come on, just stay
there. Live in Lagos.
Okay, Jokodolu Babes. Adamawa Queens and Pelican Stars. FC Robo and Osun Babes also will be in action. Nasarawa Masons and, of course, Sunshine Queens will be in action. Now, if we have to take a look at what the table is looking like, it's pretty early, but then you have some teams, sometimes when they stay at the top, they just want to maintain it. We'll see that with Nigeria.
Even though it's just after 3 matches.
Precisely. So here you have Bayelsa Queens here, topping this one in Group A. 7 points from 3 games, having won 2 and drawing 1, yet to lose. That goes for Delta Queens also, yet to lose a game, but then they've had 2 draws and just 1 win. So not so good, 5 points. And Edo Queens, they played 3 games, 1 loss, 1 draw, 1 win. Rivers Angels, the team that you feel, okay, by now they should just be at the top very early, but they're not there. Where they? Well, they are 5th. Confluence Queens follow. You have Shaw Babes, Ibom Angels, and of course you have Athlon Queens. Go to Group B, where you have the Sunshine Queens is the one that is topping this one, having yet to lose a game also, having won 2 and drawing 1, 7 points. Nassau Amazons, same for them, yet to lose, but same number of points. Goal difference, that's why Sunshine Queens are up. Adamawa Queens also 4th position. Then you have Oshun Babes that are down at the bottom, and they will be facing FC Robo today in Lagos. That game is at the practice pitch at the National Stadium, 4 p.m. That's when it's starting. So, for lovers of women's football, you have opportunity to see one in Lagos today at 4 p.m. How will this pan out? Okay, which one are you interested in talking about?
Well, apparently the game in Lagos at the practice pitch, FC Robo against Oshun Babes. Okay. I'm looking out for Gift Monday and the irrepressible Rashidat Ajibade. No doubt the young lady talking about Ajibade has done quite well with the Flamingos, then with the Falconets, and got some playing time with the senior women's national team talking about the Falcons. It's still early days yet. 14 regular games to be played in the season, and I expect the likes of Bayelsa Queens and Rivers Angels at some point to still progress and maybe getting in amongst the players. But FC Robo to get the 3 points against Oshun Babes today.
Okay.
All right.
I like that one.
Okay. All right. So we'll leave it at that then. Let's move on now. Talk about the guys. We have to start with the ladies first. Let's talk about the guys now. Rescheduled matches, match day 15. Let's see. The teams that were on the continent get the chance to clear the backlog or start the process of clearing the backlog. So, Plateau United take on Wiki Tourists. Ehimba will take on Niger Tornadoes. You have Go Round. We take on MFM. Pillars will take on Aqua United. Let me quickly ask you, of all these teams, let's leave Ehimba on one side. Of all these teams, who do you think has recovered from the hangover of getting away from the continent?
Maybe they're still drunk or high on the hangover. Plateau United would be about the team, in my opinion. For Aqua United, they were away last weekend as well against Eyimba at the UGS Wellness Stadium. It ended goalless. Eyimba were a man down. In fact, Aqua United hit the crossbar at some point in the course of the game. Aqua United, I think, should be doing much better than they are at the moment because with the plethora of stars they have going and the coach in Abdul Mekaba,
a good stadium as well.
Maybe after some time they will get into their stride and getting in among the placement for continental ticket. But I think the game today between Aqua United and Kano Pillars is the pick of the bunch, no doubt. I want to see Juno Lokosa, who has scored 16 goals.
Good. Now that you mentioned Junior Lokosa, I mean, there's been a war on social media. Those who say players on the domestic scene are not good enough. Those who say you need to see Lokosa. He has something. Have you seen him? Have you seen him?
I have. I've seen some of the goals.
So on which side will you stay if you've seen him? On which side? Some say, look, you say you don't have strikers. Here's a guy who's scoring goals. Well, we've seen some of the goals he scored. Give him a run out. And there are some that are saying, just forget it.
Well, in my opinion, I would say Ganotro should give him a trial. At least with the provisional 35-man list he would come up with.
Maybe he has something.
Maybe. At least try him out. See what he's got to offer. Yes, he's home-based, but give him the needed boost in terms of the platform and tell him, young man, you can actually do it. If you've said you're still in search for formidable strikers. Junior Lokosa has staked a claim thus far. 16 goals. The record in the history of Nigerian local league is 23 goals. And if a young man has scored 16 in 18, and you still have 20 more games to go, then form without the record breakers some seasons back, should just watch his back. Try him out. If he makes his inclusion count, good for him. After all, some years back in 2002, starting Bartholomew Ogbeche used the scissors kick
to get into the World Cup.
Even though he didn't particularly impressed at the World Cup. But this young man has done so far so good from his days at First Bank, now with Kano Pillars. I've seen some of the goals and they are very, very impressive. I'm not just trying to wax lyrical or just talk about him in glowing terms, but he has done so well. And I think the handlers of the national team should look in his direction.
Okay.
Okay, from talking about the game, we had to switch to someone getting into the national team. Any other game that got you talking about the Canopyless game?
Maybe MFM go round?
Okay.
Okay.
The MFM, can they picked points away from home, just so can they...
Well, against Enugu Rangers, they scored a goal that trended on social media.
Yeah,
that was disallowed. And for MFM, who on the road have been abysmal.
That was a very good performance.
You would say that was a good
course,
performance. Maybe they will continue in that stride against Go Round in Omoku. But for Go Round, they have yet to lose at home this season. It's not impossible for MFM to do it. I recall the very first game of MFM when they gained promotion some seasons back was against Nasarawa United, and they won away from home. They've done it before. They can do it again. But we'll Go Round, allow them to get 3 points in their backyard. Only time will tell.
So it's not going to happen. Okay, Aqua United, sometimes you can't predict that team, right? Can they get something in Kano?
It's not impossible. They have a good coach in Abdul Maikaba.
Yeah.
And I think they will definitely give Kano Pillars a run for their money. But with Pele in the mix, talking about Rabiu Ali, that's what they call him. You have Junior Lokosa, the vociferous fans.
Yeah.
Sani Abacha Stadium is always filled to capacity.
And you'll have to give Aqua United credit for being adventurous. That's one thing you have to say about them. Well, even though that counts for little anyway these days. But we'll see what happens in that one, talking about Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's go on a break, and when we return, still so much for you on Sports This Morning.
This is the first game of the day. St. Anthony's School Ondo will be taking on IMG from Oyo State. And before we give you the team list, yes, we have the kickoff ready. But of course, the referee has called back for the ball. I think it has to be restarted. Yes, that's what the referee saying. Yesterday, this is a Group A fixture, I must say. Yesterday in this group, Dr. Teslim Elias defeated St. Anthony. They lost in their opening game by 5 goals to 1. Of course, they lost to Dr. Teslim Elias. And IMG Primary School Oyo beat Banham Memorial School River State by 4 goals to 1. So the two teams playing Latif Idowu Kodri. You have Okulola Abib, and there's a lot of Fatai Eben Oluwadani, Additional Yomide Oladigun Akintola Dekola. Yes, there's a goal already. We have a goal already. Well taken, of course, from a corner kick that wasn't well cleared. And IMG School have taken, and now throwing, taken quickly, a good pass into the box, a good dribble, and the goalkeeper. Okay, we have a goal already. That's goal number 2. I was thinking it didn't cross the line. I think the goalkeeper did well, but the referee has given the goal, and it's now 2-0 in favor of the IMG School Oyo State. Beautiful shot there. Good free kick. And we stand in the wide. Aladeyemi Lovett with a free kick, and it's well taken. It's a good goal for the Ondo side. Another good cross. The ball continues, but it's been dispossessed. A good cross there. Ayomide with a chance.